Hello, I told you I was back, and I told you I have something that's totally different. As you can see on the bottom here, we're going to be talking about Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. Uh, First off, yes, it's actually called Pretty Guardian when it's right there on the actual title. Two, from what I can tell, this is pretty much a redo of the original anime or manga that came back way back when. Those who didn't know, the anime did actually have a manga that eventually came over here to the States. It just was after the anime pretty much ran its course here in the States, and after we already completely butchered it. So, yeah, what is this all about? In all essence, it's pretty much a retelling exactly of the early Sailor Moon stories, such as you get Serena, now called Yusanaki, I believe is how her name's pronounced. I think there's an N in there. I'm sorry, Yusaki. Oh, and I want to really say her name was Serena Yusaki in the actual anime. I do know her name was Serena. I remember that 100%. But yeah, Yusagi, who is of course Sailor Moon, she is our wonderful, bunhead or meatball head. They call her bunhead in this. I'm like, meatballs. She's a meatball head. She learns, thanks to her cat, or this cat she finds named Luna, that she is a Sailor Scout. And she has to get all the other Sailor Scouts and ends up having to protect this legendary silver crystal. And find the princess. Now, where there is an issue with this, and going from the anime to this, just to speak out real quickly about the anime, the original American dub, way back from the early 90s, y'all, just remember, that was not good. One, the dubbing wasn't always really good, it wasn't very spot on, and a lot of times it was wrong. Like, making, I think it was Uranus and Neptune, and it was like, oh, well, they're totally just, or Saturn and your Neptune or something like that, I can't remember, but the two that they said, oh, they're cousins, no, they're actually lovers. They're lesbian lovers. They were a big step forward in Japanese culture originally. But we decided to say, yeah, nobody wants lesbians. Why not? But yeah, this is a much more faithful adaptation of the original manga and also the anime, though it speeds things up. Like, very early on, like in the second chapter in all essence, she come across Amy, the Sailor Mercury, of course, the best Sailor Scout there is. Let's just admit it. And then quickly she comes across Ray. Don't believe that was her original name in the anime or the other mangas, who is Sailor Mars. Though they are very, very direct with the fact she has two crows, Phobos and Deimos. It's like, really? Oh, well. And also, we have Sailor Jupiter, of course, gets introduced all within this one little volume here. And Sailor Jupiter, of course, is Mako. And we also learn about Tuxedo Mask. Where I have my problems with this, it's a little fast. It does feel fast that they just real quickly get to be friends and they get along and all this stuff, and they just happen to pretty much deal with each other very easily. And I understand that the anime did what it did because it wants to sell episodes, it needs to sell airtime, it needs to do all this other stuff. And this doesn't need to necessarily do that. That being said, it needed just a little bit more time for seeing Usagi get to be better at her moon powers, because she is probably the worst at it. Getting to see more, let's just say it, more action also might be a good thing. Because there is a little action, it just feels a little bereft of action at times. Nowhere near, oh, what's the way to describe it? It's not like a Death Note where there's like almost no action really. It's just a mystery, which is fine because that's how Death Note is. Or like I felt with Naruto, where it's like, oh, there's a little bit of action here, a little bit of action there. There's not any action in between, though. Just a bunch of stupid. there is actually really good character bits, and I will say Usagi, she, even though I was hearing the original Serena voice, I wasn't getting as annoyed with how she was. She is a little dumb, but she's not so super self-centered. She actually feels like somebody who wants to be friends with these different and scouts and these different people. She does feel like a genuine, person. I think they also meant to make her either bisexual or very flattering to other women, because it won't. Many times she keeps calling the other women, "Oh, they're just so hot. They're just so beautiful." And then he's like, "Are you implying she's bisexual?" I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's cool, but it's one of those. It might be a change because I don't remember that being a big thing. Of course, it is all in how the delivery is. And she could be just saying, like, "Oh, I wish I was that beautiful." So something like that, okay, get that's a very teenage girl thing. But if it's a more of a, "Oh, she's beautiful," just, ugh, one knows, all right, okay, now she's wanting to see how far her fingers can go in. Which again, don't care either way. It's like it's actually kind of cool, and I like a little bit of that dynamic. I just, like I said, I want more of their friendship coming through. I want more character bits. And I want more fighting, which that would mean this whole series would be a little bit longer. I want to say it's like 12 volumes altogether, the Pretty Guardian saga is. And I'm fine with it being a little longer. I don't mind there being more character bits. Maybe there's more. I do have volume 2 already and went ahead and bought it because I'd started reading through volume 1 and I was already really enjoying it. I was like, alright, let me go ahead and get volume 2 when I can. Found it, boom, got it. So, hey, maybe this will, keep up its go. And I will also say, again, Usagi, she's not only is she not annoying, she's not as stupid as Serena was. Serena was always just being dumb, and yeah, there's some points where you can see Usagi doesn't really bury herself into her homework, but she can learn. She can teach herself different stuff, or eventually, become a better person. Such as she, one, quickly figures out who Tuxedo Mask is, which is like, oh, thank God. I am so glad we're not having the Clark Kent thing again, where you just can't figure it out just because he has something over his eyes. But yeah, very early on, she learns about, or she figures out who he is, and they kind of stumble into each other. And there's a lot more of a dynamic of whether he's good or whether he's bad, because even Luna isn't sure. And that might create a plot hole, because it seems that Luna knows a lot more about where certain things are and what they should be doing than she is letting on. Though I think that might be explored a little bit further on in different volumes, simply because otherwise it's gonna create some plot holes, and I don't think this book's gonna just sit there going, "Hey, you like plot holes? I'm gonna dig them all up for you then." So I hate to go from Battle Royale to Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. I have to say, if you like the original anime, yes, get this. This is actually really good. It's really well done. I will say also the art is really fantastic in this. It feels like an update to the original anime, which that's the reason why I've actually been curious watching Sailor Moon Crystal or whatever it's called, from just the redone of the anime with better dubbing and also much closer along the lines of the original storytelling. Thank God. Also, there's a lot more explanation about what Queen Beryl and her henchmen want to do, and also they are much more in the shadows. We don't know as much about their plans as we did with the original, where constantly they were just pontificating their own plans, like, I am doing evil stuff. It's like, thanks. So, hey, I gotta say, pick it up. It's actually a fantastic book. You're not going to feel bad about picking up. You maybe want to be a bit of a fan of Sailor Moon would help a bit, but I think somebody who's always been curious about it but been a little turned off because they're like, oh, it's a little girly. This isn't girly, I will say that much. There is some girly bits you could see, but it's not as bad as the original dub was. In fact, this feels a lot more like what Sailor Moon was supposed to be, which is a badass crime fighter in a way. Badass superhero, even. I do also think that some of the translations didn't always come through very well. Like there's one place just a Sailor Moon makeup. It's pretty much her calling on her powers, and it's kind of weird. And also sometimes she'll have this like thing over her eyes. It's like supposed to be a mask, and it's like, but she's the only one that will have it. Even like she's got Sailor Mercury and Mars next to her, and it's like, why do you have? But neither one of them do. I don't know. It's minor hiccups at best, but other than that, like I will also say, writing is really good in this. Like I said, Usagi never gets where you're like, oh my god. Just some, and there's actually some points I found some kind of laughing at, just along with some of the stupid stuff that was happening. Not in stupid, like oh so stupid, more just like goofy little random things that would happen. The only person I think that's written a little bad, it's strange enough, is Luna. Just because she says like, "Oh, I know about this," but he's like, "Okay, well, why don't you tell us more?" Well, it's not your time yet. Maybe they'll go, like I said, more into that in later volumes. Sure, I'm actually really curious about getting more stuff. It really pulled me in, and hey, I'm looking forward to it. So until then, pick this up, especially if you've always been curious about Sailor Moon. You kind of been a little, oh no. Trust me, it's well worth it. Well, I am almost through my backlog, so it'll probably be another week or so before I get the last few out. But hey, until then, everybody, I will see you all later. Bye bye.